Intergroup conflict and intergroup relations. Group conflict has been around since the beginning of time. Anytime you have a group of people together, conflict is bound to happen. Conflict is a disagreement, discord, or friction that occurs when the actions or beliefs of one or more members of the group are unacceptable and resisted by one or more of other group members. Group conflict can be broken down into two categories. All intra-group conflict, which is a disagreement or confrontation between members of the same group, and intergroup conflict, which is a disagreement or confrontation between two or more groups and their members that can include physical violence, interpersonal discord, psychological tension. And just like any other behavior, it has patterns. And these patterns include routine group interaction, conflict, conflict escalation, conflict resolution, and back again to routine group interaction. There are many times through life that an individual has to interact with a group. This project will focus on a group of executives trying to come up with a marketing plan. Just like any other group, these individuals have their own ideas, agendas, interests, and motivations. But together they will need to agree on what the best strategy is to move forward. Mr. Wilson is the president. It is his job to oversee the company's executives and make sure they are making right decisions. He has called the meeting to discuss the best way to proceed. Jack is the vice president. He is in charge of daily operations. He was promoted last year after working as program director for 10 years. He wants to prove to AJ that he can do the job and that he did not make a mistake. Jack is laid back, but only to a certain point. Maurice is the accountant. It is his job to make sure the company is financially secure. He is straight to the point, says what he thinks without taking into account how others feel. He is a workaholic and expects the same from others. His motto is, a penny served is a penny earned. A penny saved is a penny earned. Andrew is program director. He is new to the company and is trying to find his place. Audrey is the in-house program director. She took Jack's place and she too is trying to prove herself. Group meetings or talks usually begin with each member being cooperative. Cooperation is a performance situation that is structured in such a way that the success of one member of the group improves the chances of the other members succeeding. At this stage, everyone is on the same page. They are all working together towards a common goal. Each member is giving his or her ideas about what the marketing plan should be. Everyone is getting along. They're listening to each other, and their degree of concern, or SVO, is cooperative. An SVO is where everyone is still concerned about achieving maximum outcome, and there are 4 types. They are individualistic, competitive, cooperative, and altruistic. Eventually, some members will become agitated and or frustrated that other members are not on board with their plan. They start to become polarized in the belief that their plan is the only one that will work. As the conflict escalates, each member will start to believe that their ideas are right and the others are wrong. Their SOVs have shifted from cooperative to competitive, and it is this shift that will lead to a social dilemma. There are 4 different types of conflict usually include task conflict, process conflict, and personal conflicts. And the behaviors that are associated with these conflicts include having negative actions that provoke negative reactions in others, the formation of coalitions that embroil formerly neutral members of the conflict, and angry emotions that trigger expressions of anger among its members. As each member is trying to de-escalate the situation, but it is his or her differences and independence, it just keeps escalating the conflict. Group members begin to question other members' commitment, and their perceptions become distorted. They begin to question other group members' motives. Group members begin to take sides, and conversations become heated. At this phase of conflict has reached its peak. Almost half of those questioned, 49%, admit to becoming verbally abusive, and 10% admit to becoming violent. This upward spiral has no place to go but down, and eventually conflict resolution begins. As each member becomes steadfast about their positions and others begin to try negotiation. Negotiation is a reciprocal communication process, whereas two or more parties to a dispute examine specific issues and try to explain their positions in exchange or offers and counteroffers to reach an agreement or to achieve a mutually beneficial outcome. Some negotiations include improving communication between disputants by summarizing points and asking for clarification, helping disputants save face by framing the acceptance of concessions in a positive way, and by taking blame for these concessions. Formulating and proposing proposals for alternative solutions that both parties find acceptable. Manipulating aspects of the meeting, which could include its location, its seating, formality of communication, time constraints, attendees, and agenda. And guiding the disputants through a process of integrative problem solving. Most conflicts are because of misunderstandings. To avoid this common mistake, communication is key. If it does not help, the other types of resolutions can include a mediator. A mediator can create opportunities for both sides to express themselves. A mediator can be someone from outside the group or from inside the group. Conflict can be considered a double-edged sword. Some believe that if managed properly, it can be an important part of the group process. However, others believe that conflict is very harmful.